Hi guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. My name's Jasmine and today's video is going to be me doing an eye makeup inspired look by the Lion King's movie poster. And so this eye makeup look is basically going to be a very orangey, like safari type of like sunset look. So it's gonna have a lot of oranges, reds, and yellows. I love using shades like this in particular, even on an everyday basis. So I'm excited to do something like inspired by a movie. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. It's really appreciated when you guys subscribe. And I just want to say thank you so much to those of you who are subscribed to my channel. Hopefully you guys have time this week or weekend to watch The Lion King, because I know I'm gonna definitely go watch it and I'm super excited. Alrighty guys, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so I have zoomed you guys in so that you guys can get a better look at how I'm gonna be doing my makeup. If I look too much on this side, I don't know what side that is for you guys. That's too much brain math. I think it's the right maybe, but it's because I have my phone there with the movie poster where I'm getting the inspiration for this eye look, so that's why I'm looking over there. But yeah, let's just basically clip my hair back. Oh, okay, maybe not. Looks really weird, I know, it's just my hair is going through that awkward phase, but I actually already moisturized my face and did all my skincare routine prior to this video. If you guys actually want a video on my skincare routine, give this video a thumbs up. I would love to actually film one of those for you guys. But yeah, and I've also already did my brows. I just like to do my brows off camera because they take forever, and yeah. So we're gonna prime the face now, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 primer, and I just use this as a spray, and yeah. So we let that dry for a little bit. It does take kind of a little bit to like set in, so we'll just wait till it dries, and then once it dries, then I'll go in with a second primer. Now we're gonna go, now that the setting or the primer water is dried up, we're gonna go in with the the POREfessional primer. And this is just one of my favorites that I have been using for a really long time. I have really big pores like right here on like the cheek area and a little bit on my nose and up like in between the eyebrows, I think is what you say. So I like to use this, and I noticed that this does mattify my face. So I trend to not use a lot of it because it can get very mattifying, and if it gets a little too mattifying, I look a little dry. But this is a great primer for anybody who has pores on their skin, especially those big pores. It really smooths your face out. So it's old school. I know a lot of people on YouTube used to use it like really like a long time ago, but I still keep using it because it's really good quality and just gets the job done. And I haven't really found any other primer ever since I've been using this, which is like since like when I first started college, and I'm now out of college, that really fills in my pores like this one does. Now we're gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs concealer to clean up my brows, and this is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable concealer in the color 3 Young. And this color I would say is a little bit white for me, like light for me, but it's not too bad because I blend it in a lot, so it doesn't look too bad. And then I'm just gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics brush number 9 to clean up my brows. Alright, so we're just gonna clean up the brows with this, and I like to use it on the top and the bottom just so I can get a nice little clean brow and stuff. I do have very thick brows, so I don't really need a lot of this because I do have a very thick brow. So once I do that, I do blend it in with another brush after I have cleaned up my brows. So I use this Real Techniques Correcting brush. It looks like this, just purple. It came in a set, so I actually ended up finding these at, I want to say I bought these at Marshall's. That you can honestly, Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Honestly, like you like really could find a lot of good things at your Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Like I love shopping at those stores, especially TJ Maxx. Like I love, if I could live in TJ Maxx, I would. That's how much I love TJ Maxx. And so basically like I just like kind of blend this out and then kind of apply it like on my eyelid a little bit. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have applied it on my eyelid because I was gonna apply eyeshadow primer, so I'm gonna skip the eyeshadow primer for today just because I already blended it downward. But normally I do add an eyeshadow primer because I have oily eyelids. But so then after I blend in with that brush, I go and blend with another brush, and this is just the BH Cosmetics BH Studio Pro in the number 14, and it looks like this. And I just kind of grab this and blend a little bit on the top so it doesn't look as like chunky, or like not chunky but not as like unblended and very like an abrupt, there you go, makeup, like this like huge line of like concealer, you know. So you want to just blend. And honestly, these like BH Cosmetics, like the Studio Pro collection, they are such good quality. Like I love BH Cosmetics brushes. I think that those and then the Morphe ones are some of the best like affordable brushes that you can get that will last you a really long time. So after I do that, I just go in with one more thing to blend, to make sure it's blended well and just looks as smooth as possible. And this is the Real Techniques sponge, and it just helps blend, and it also helps take off like any excess amount of concealer that's really unnecessary, because sometimes you don't need too much concealer. I don't want it to look like, I want it to kind of give more of a natural effect when I carve my brows out like that. Alrighty, so that is all for the brow segment. I'm gonna move on to another part of my face, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and start on the eyeshadow look now. So I will be using two palettes. I'll be using the HUDA Beauty palette, and I'll be using the Subculture palette by Anastasia. Alrighty, so I am going to be adding a little bit more concealer to my eyelid just to kind of cancel out any like, you know, like darkness in the eyes or a little bit of redness and stuff. So I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade Latte. And I really like this one because it is so full coverage. It does crease on me a little bit, not gonna lie, but I think it's because my skin has been like really dry lately and it hasn't been moisturized. So I just do like a little bit of a tap on the eyelid, and then that helps it like cancel out any weird discoloration. So grabbing that BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush again and just blending it, like just like basically tapping it in. And so once that's done, I go on to the other side. I don't know if it's just me or anybody else, but I don't know why, like whenever I'm doing my makeup, I'm always like, half of my like mouth is open. It looks so stupid when I do that. So go back in with the Real Techniques brush and just really press it in so that it also takes off any excess. So yeah, so now that all that is done, we can go ahead and start with the eye look. So I'm going to be using the Subculture palette by Anastasia for some of this eye look. I'm going to go ahead and start, I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to go, let me look at that poster real quick. I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with Edge, which is that like yellow mustardy color right there. So that I'm just going to blend that all over my lid and see how that looks. And I will just be using this Wet n Wild brush that I buy like at the dollar store. It works really great. Like I have a bunch of these Wet n Wild brushes and they work really good for the price that you pay. You're just gonna grab it, and then I like to like submerge my brush in it and then kind of tap it just so it doesn't get like an excess amount. And ooh, that is really mustardy looking. It looks a little darker than what I thought it was gonna look, so it kind of is like, it's kind of brown. Let me like kind of use this thingy so that you guys, because I'm trying not to like focus like too into the mirror I have here so that you guys can see, but it also makes it difficult for me to actually be able to see my eye look. And then once you do put that all over your lid, you're gonna move on to the other side and do the same thing. And once again, that color is Edge in the Subculture Anastasia palette. And I didn't practice this eye look before. With the Thanos eye look that I did, I had practiced that eye look before I put it on YouTube. This is honestly, it's either gonna be a hit or miss because I didn't practice this eye look before. So hopefully it comes out good. Ooh, it is so hot here in my room. I'm filming in my room, and in order for you guys to get, like, I try to get the best quality videos for you guys, it means I have to close all the windows in my room, and it is dying, and I can't have the fan on because then you guys will pick up the noise from the fan. So I'm legit dying in this room right now, and it's like, I don't know, it's like 85 or 90 outside, so it's not fun. so we did that. I'm gonna go in with this color New Wave. It's like a more orangey color. Hopefully it comes out a little bit better than this really mustardy looking color. And I have a lot of these Wet n Wild brushes, so I'm just grabbed a different one and I'm gonna go in with that one. And I think I'm gonna go in my crease, but then kind of blend into my lid to hopefully see if it cancels out that really mustardy looking eye look. It's starting to look a little bit more orange. Honestly, I also wanted to ask you guys, like, if any of you guys like have like curly hair, specifically like short curly hair, and you have any like tips on like what to do with your hair or how to like make it look really like cute and like, you know, not frizzy and stuff, can you guys please leave those comments below this video, because I've been having a really hard time with this short curly hair. Like, I don't really know what to do with it, and I haven't had like curly hair since I was a kid, so it's been a difficult transition for me. So it's looking like this eye is just kind of like a brown turning in, so we'll see how it goes. And now I'm just gonna grab that same color, New Wave, and blended it on the other side. I try not to use like a whole lot of colors when I do eye looks like this too, because like, to be completely honest, I'm not the most experienced with like eye makeup. Like, I feel like I can do my makeup very well with like other things, like in terms of like contouring and stuff, but like eye makeup is kind of like my weakness. It's kind of my soft spot. Like, I don't really like, I'm not like a professional, so I try to minimize the like using a lot of colors, and I feel like I don't want to use a whole lot of colors, especially if you guys are beginners too, because sometimes it can be very overwhelming when like you watch a YouTube video and they're using like 10 different like eye colors and they're blending it, and it looks amazing, but sometimes, like, for example, like me, I'm not as experienced, so it's a little difficult to work with, you know. Alright, so I'm gonna use this Huda Beauty, and I can't really see, but I'm gonna go in with this very bottom orangey shade for the eye look, and I'm gonna blend this like kind of in the crease a little bit. So yeah, and I'm gonna be using the Morphe M441. This is an amazing brush. Like, Morphe just is doing well with their brushes, so you want to grab it and kind of drag it and then like blend it like inward, but like in circular motions, like doo, doo, doo. Like, remember when we were kids and we used to draw like, okay, maybe it was just me, but like when you used to draw little squiggly lines and you did that little like, that's what you want to do with like your eye makeup brush, if that makes sense. If you didn't do that when you were a kid, then you probably wasn't weird like me. I was a weird kid, so. Alright, this ain't really coming out as like orangey as I expected. Oops, sorry. As I expected, so maybe it's just gonna be a warm brown nudes eye look and not a Lion King inspired eye look, because as you can see, I'm having a difficult time. Alright, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the other eye. Gonna drag it and then start blending it. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do for that. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some other colors. Alright, I think I'm gonna go in with like this like kind of brick color on the top left, I believe would it be for you guys. And we're gonna go in with this Morphe M507 brush. And I'm gonna drag it on the crease, like, you know where like that little line is where you guys like your crease cuts, that's where it's gonna go in. Like I said, I like to tap it a little bit so that you guys don't get like a whole lot of like fallout. And then grab the same brush that you used to blend. Oh, I used the wrong brush. That I did, totally. Okay. The M441, and then just grab it to kind of blend it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more of that same brick color. And I am going to add it into that little line right there and just drag it and then blend. So this one's good for mainly just dragging it and applying the color, and then I would recommend that you grab like a different brush, like a fluffier brush, to really like blend it out. And then I'm doing the same thing, I'm just dragging it in that area again, and it looks weird right now, but trust me, when I finish it will look better. do the same thing. I'm gonna grab a little bit more color because it's like... Alright, I have to pull it in really close just so I can see, and then I will... So now it's starting to get a little bit more of like that orangey red vibe. So once we get into that orangey vibe, I'm gonna start going in a little bit more with some more colors. So I'm gonna grab this Beauty Creations brush, and this just came in like a set. I think I got it off the Swapmeet. Like, Swapmeet be having really good like deals on brushes sometimes. And I'm just gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Coconut Water Primer, and I'm just gonna spray it so it's a little bit wet and makes it easier to apply. And I'm gonna go in, I wanna say I'm gonna go in again with this like brick color, or not brick color, that's just orangey color at the very bottom. What we're gonna do is just gonna wet that. And what am I doing? All these angles, I'm so weird. Okay, it's a little difficult because the orange isn't really picking up the way I wanted it to pick up. It's kind of like getting casted out because of the red. So it's alright, I think it's looking better, but you're just gonna have to apply a lot of it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna, now that I have on one eye, you can see it's pretty orange, I'm gonna go ahead with that same color and just do the same thing. Just keep applying the color all over the lid until it gets orange. Now I've had to kind of pack it on there because it wasn't really... These eyeshadows are really good, it's just sometimes they don't really like pack on when you have multiple colors in there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use like a little bit more red, and then I'm gonna start transitioning into the yellow. The yellow is kind of like the last shade that I'm gonna use because they're gonna be in the inner corners and stuff. So I'm liking it. It's starting to look somewhat of like Horizon, like safari-ish. Alright, I'm gonna go in with the red, and I'm not gonna use a whole lot of red, but I'm gonna use a little bit. I'm gonna go in with the brush, the Morphe M321, and it's just a small little crease one. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that really bright kind of tomato red that I used with the other one. And so this is gonna be a little tricky because I want to get a little bit of the color right here on the crease, but I also want to blend it like upward. I'm just gonna see how that looks, because sometimes like I have like ideas of how I want a makeup look, but then when I do it, it like looks weird. So actually it's not looking too bad. So I'm doing it on the outer corner, and then I don't know what this is called, like this little top thing right here. I'm like blending it upward right there. And so I know that I like kind of cut in and out, but I'm trying really hard to like blend it. So basically you guys are gonna blend here and then blend inward, okay? And so actually that red I'm gonna use a little bit more because I feel like that red is really making this look like, I feel like it's really creating that strong like sunset look. And then I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M330 just to blend out any harsh edges that we have. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. So I'm gonna zoom in a lot, but you guys kind of get the idea. So get it on your crease a little bit, and then you're gonna blend upward. It's looking a little bit like a hot mess right now, so I'm definitely gonna have to grab that MM30 brush so that I can blend, because right now it's looking a little weird. Ooh, that sun is hitting me right in the eyeball. Hopefully it's picking up on the camera good, because I feel like I think I kind of messed up a little bit on top right there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just add the final touches, which are the yellow really accentuating like the horizon part. And I'm just gonna swatch these two like yellow colors because I feel like... Alright, I'm just gonna spray my brush again with that primer water. Oh, and I sprayed it all over my palette. But I'm gonna go in with Edge again, which was that mustard color that I was using at the beginning. And I'm gonna use my damp brush to go in and add a yellow. And you know what? It's not really picking up. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna use a highlighter that's kind of yellow goldeny, and I'm gonna do it in the inner corners so that it really pops, because this palette isn't really picking up, this color isn't really picking up the way I want it to, so it's kind of killing my vibe right now. So I'll be back and I'm gonna add something else. So I'm just gonna use the Carly Bible palette by Beige Cosmetics. I know that this isn't available anymore, but it has really good gold colors for this eye look, so I'm just gonna use this. So I'm gonna go in. I don't really know exactly what eye color I'm gonna go in. Let me check real quick. I think I'm actually gonna use the highlighter here at the bottom, and then I'm gonna go in with this like very goldeny rose gold color. Okay, so my brush is wet, and what we're gonna do is I need my mirror because I can't see because I'm so far away. A little more, and we'll. Ooh, this is pretty. Really picking up the color. I might not even go in with the other color, to be honest. This looks bomb. So obviously, like, the Lion King poster doesn't have like gold in it, but your girl wanted to spice it up a little bit. You know, it's inspired, so like I said before, anytime I do an inspired eye look, it's not gonna look exactly like it. It's just using the same like color scheme and just inspired by it. So something that when you look at the eye look resembles it, but is not an exact copycat of that. And then I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit because it's like messing up my other eye part right there. Ooh, and that's looking really gold and awesome. Alright, so I think that's enough gold. I'm gonna spray the brush again and then go ahead and do my other side. And you want to drag this into your inner corner, and then kind of a little bit on the outer, not outer corner, but the lid a little bit. Sorry if I like don't have like the right terminology for you guys. I don't really know like the right terminology for like makeup and stuff. This kind of reminds me of like the Jasmine, like the Aladdin movie, like Jasmine, Princess Jasmine had like an eye look very similar to this in the like live movie. I actually recently saw that, but wanted to do an eye look inspired by her, but I wanted to do like the whole hair and stuff, and obviously like my hair is super short, so it wasn't really gonna look like hers. Alrighty, so that is it. So that's all for the eye look. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my face makeup real quick for you guys, and then you guys will see the final product. So I will bring you along the ride for the face makeup in case you want to see what that looks like. Alright, for my face, y'all already know my favorite is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and this is in gold beige. Nothing much to say about this foundation other than I love it. So I will be using this as my foundation, and I just grab it and dab it. I've been having to use a lot more lately because my face is like breaking out a lot. Yeah, this is an amazing foundation. Let me put my hair a little bit. Ow! I hate when I wear like earrings and I almost like yank my ear off. I don't know if it's like the worst feeling ever. Just gonna put in a lot, and honestly this foundation looks great like applied with a sponge or applied with a brush. I've used both and I like how it looks on both. Personally though, I'm just more of a sponge person, so that's why you usually see me applying it with a sponge. And I'm actually just realizing this now that I'm running out, so I usually have backups of this. I usually have like 2 or 3 of these in my makeup drawer because I don't ever want to run out of it. I've not been to the store lately. So I'm just gonna grab my Real Techniques brush and then start dabbing it in. And just such good coverage. Like as you can see, it's like covering all my like acne spots, and honestly like it's buildable. So it's kind of, I would say like it's more like it's buildable coverage, so you can do either medium coverage or very full coverage. Make sure to really dab it in there so it doesn't come off as like spotty or patchy or really cakey. That's why I love sponges, because sponges honestly make your makeup look so flawless and airbrushed. Alright, I'm just gonna keep blending right here on my forehead, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply concealer under my eyes and a little bit on my face. Once you've blended it good, it looks pretty good, then I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible, the one that I was showing you guys earlier in the color Latte. And this is super full coverage, to be honest. Like a little of this goes a long way. Obviously I add more for a more dramatic look, but if you're going for a little bit more of a natural look, I would use less. Alrighty guys, so I had to, my like camera was acting up, so I had to start blending on my under eyes and stuff because I didn't know how long it was going to take till I could turn my camera back on. But I already blended my under eye, and then I'm just adding some on the bridge of my nose, and I'm adding some in between my brows a little bit right here. I'm just blending it in with that Real Techniques brush. And I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Banana to highlight my under eyes and all the other areas where I added. So yeah, while that's doing, I'm going to go ahead and do, that's kind of baking a little bit. You don't have to let it bake like that. Like you can basically like just do it and then pat it in. I like to let it sit for a little bit, so that's why I do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I'm gonna go in, actually where is it? I'm gonna go in with this Rimmel lipstick, and this is the Nude Delight. Let me actually show you guys what it looks like. Just a very nude color, and I'm just gonna go in with this one. So whenever I do like a dramatic eye look like this, I always keep like a nude lip because I don't want it to be a little like overpowering. And I'm just gonna go in with that Becca gloss from Christy Teigen in the shade Cream Brulee. And this smells bomb. This is my favorite lip gloss of all time now. It's because of the smell and the color. I just love it. And it looks good with or without lipstick or anything like that. And then I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics. It's my Ray Ray, the collab brush number 3. And I'm just going to kind of blend that powder in and kind of sweep away anything that is excess. Once I've done that, then I'm gonna go ahead and do contouring. So I'm gonna do the Naked Skin Shapeshifter by Urban Decay, and I'm gonna use that color right there to contour. And the brush I'm gonna use, my favorite brush for contouring, is the Morphe M530. I'm just gonna do it under my jawline, and then I'm gonna go over here where my forehead is and bronze that up, and then a little bit around my face, and then I'm gonna really contour this area right here. And I like to do outward and then do spiral, like little spiral motion to really blend it in. Do a little bit more. Do a little bit more. I know sometimes you guys can't really pick up like the bronzer with the camera because the camera kind of sometimes like casts me out, but I do bronze up my face a lot. It's just sometimes for whatever reason it just doesn't pick it up. I try to be a little heavy-handed, but when I'm going out I obviously don't want to do super heavy-handed because then it looks a little crazy out in the light. And then I just grab the Real Techniques and kind of blend it in so it looks like a little bit more natural and part of my skin rather than just an abrupt line. And cleaning some eye boogies because eye boogies are not cute. And then what am I gonna do? Oh yeah, the blush. So I'm gonna use a BH Cosmetics. It's my Ray Ray collab number 2. Alright, I'm gonna go in and do my blush. I'm gonna use this Anastasia blush kit, and I am going to be using the color Coastline, which is actually this color right next to the bubblegum pink color. That's the color that I'm going to be using for blush. So just put some, and then I tap it, and then I put it on the cheeks, like the apples of my cheeks. I don't know if that makes sense. And then I put some, I don't know why I put some on the tip of my nose. Like, I think I saw a YouTuber do that, and then I tried it and I liked how it looked, so then I kept doing that. Alright, one of the last things for my face is I'm going to go ahead and apply highlighter. I'm going to be using it's my Ray Ray by BH Cosmetics collab number 5 brush, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Precious Petals. And let me open it up so you guys can see what that looks like. And I like to put this on the tip of my nose. Very nice little gold color, and then I like to put it like right under here a little bit, and then right, I don't know what this is called, like your little bone. I just sweep it across, to be honest. I do a couple sweeps. I like my like highlighter to be very, very beaming. then I grabbed that brush that I did the gold with, and I just go ahead and add a little bit of spray to it, and then go in with that color and just add it to my inner corner right here, so it really stands out. And for some reason it's really not picking up. There we go, and I kind of drag it more a little bit so it just really looks very like poppin'. Alright, and then after that, I like to go ahead and go in with my setting spray before, and then the last thing I do is just do my eyelashes and stuff. So I'm going to go in with my setting spray, and today I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Matte Finish setting spray, and hopefully it works good. This is actually my first time using it. And while that is drying up, I go in and do my eyelash products. So I'm going to be using the Salon Perfect Extension Seeker in the number 663. And so I'm going to cut them up and then put them. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm actually going to put them on off camera because I have a difficult time putting them on camera, and you guys will get bored if I show you guys how long it really takes me to put these on. So I'll be back once I have them on and to reveal the final look, guys. Alrighty guys, so I finally got the eyelashes on 3,000 years later, but this is the final look for the Lion King inspired eye makeup look. I really hope you guys liked it. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me, but I really hope that you guys learned how to make this eye look. I really hope that you guys liked it, and I hope that you guys can go and watch this movie sometime soon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.